who has been advising William Samuel Ruto, who has been advising him on matters education? Is it the CS education? The CS, Ezekiel Mashogu, who seems clueless? The person who is not inspiring? Is it the principal secretary, his college mate, Belio Kipsang, whose policies don't seem to work? And the man seems not to be in touch with the 21st century education trends. You know, he has been there on the helm as a education PS for quite some time, and now he's back. The reason why I'm saying this is that the Presidential Working Party proposed to the president that he should increase education, university education, that the school fee should be tripled. By tripling mean that currently the university student pays 16,000 shilling, and now they are supposed to pay about 50,000 shilling. And this one does not include accommodations, does not include food, does not include many things. This is just tuition. And the same government is also planning to abolish the Higher Education Loans Board, the body that has been financing poor students, the body that has been giving loans to students who come from poor background. And this is something that Kenyans are raising many questions. Azimio had promised free education right from nursery mpaka chuo kikuu, and this was what Raila exactly meant when Kibaki took over power together with the LDP, because LDP and NAC were the ones that were ruling. What happened is that within just 1 month, less than a month, the education was free, and the changes, the positive changes, are seen even today. The consequences, the effect are still even witnessed up to date, kwa sababu ni wengi ambao walisoma na wangeweza kusoma. So in today meeting, we saw Babu Owino breathing fire, and he was reminding the president kwamba yeye mamake alikuwa muuza kuku na yeye pia alikuwa muuza kuku, na ni kupitia elimu ndipo ambapo aliweza kusoma, ni kupitia elimu ndipo ambapo aliweza hata kuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, na ni kupitia elimu ndipo akaenda katika chuo kikuu na kukutana na the late Arap Moi. Without education, William Samuel Ruto could still be a village boy even today. Again, Kalonzo Musyoka talked about the same yesterday. He came out with guns blazing, telling the president that he should not dare to increase university education. But William Samuel Ruto's government is hell-bent on increasing the cost of everything. In fact, sioni kitu ambacho kitaachwa bila kuongezewa. Everything. If we did it in high school, I don't think there's anything that is going to stop him. And kile ambacho wanafanya ni kufanya mambo ambayo ndipo yanatufanya tujiulize who is advising the president. Because if you ask me, it seems that maybe he's getting the wrong advice, maybe the priorities are wrong, maybe he has forgotten the manifesto of UDA, because anytime anafanya jambo inatubidi tuangalie manifesto tuone kama sisi tulikuwa tunakosea ama ni yeye anakosea ama ni wale watu ambao walikuwa wanaandika manifesto walikuwa wamelala igawa kulikuwa mchana. So in this video I want us to look at the implication of increasing university education to the poor nation. And you know, education, just like health, is supposed to be free. In developed countries, though the people pay taxes, yes, but they get value for their taxes. They get free education, they get free health care. And here we are also supposed to get such services. Because the taxes we are paying, ile kodi ambayo tunalipa, haionyeshi chochote ambacho tutavuna. And the first implication is that what we can be able to say is that William Samuel Ruto has given the poor people the red card. He has given the voters the red card. He has told them that I don't care. In fact, it is mtadu, tutaongeza mtadu In fact, that is what is telling the voters. Because in my view, there's no hurry in increasing university education. There's no hurry. If the universities are in crisis, it is not because the parents are not paying the school fees. If the universities are in crisis, it is because the universities are not coming up with methods of getting income. If they're in crisis, it is because of corruption. If they're in crisis, it is because of poor management. Because how are they affording education? Kwa sababu yeye wakati alikuwa nasoma, walikuwa napewa kile ambacho kinaitwa boom. In fact, anytime that the student went to university, wengi walikuwa nafurahia, na kwa sababu vijana wale watu ambao walikuwa wanajiunga na taasisi hizi za vyuo vikuu walikuwa ni kama watu ambao wanafanya kazi. And now you cannot convince anybody that the students are supposed to pay school fees, and it is something that they are not expecting. You know, a time like this, it is a time that the government should need to be very, very careful on any move that it is making. Again, when you look at it, this thing is going to increase the gap between the rich and the poor. You know, education is supposed to bridge this gap. Lakini sasa ule mwanya ambao uko pale kati ya maskini na matajiri, ule mwanya upo, lile pego lipo kati la wenye heri na walala hoi. Kile ambacho utapata ni kwamba ule mwanya utazidi kupanuka, utazidi kuwa mpana, and you see that the education purpose will be lost. Because one of the goals of the nation, the national goals, one of them is to reduce poverty, is to remove classes. But what we have, elimu haitatimiza malengo yake, and people will not even see the need even for taking university, taking student to university, because it will not be something that is very, very much affordable. Again, ukiangalia kile ambacho kitatokea, I can tell you there will be riots from universities. And you know, public universities are many. And if the students start rioting, it is going to affect the whole country. If the University of Nairobi riots, anytime the University of Nairobi riots, Nairobi comes almost to a standstill. Then you add Jomo Kenyatta and Kenyatta on Thika Road. And you know, Thika Road is the busiest road in Kenya. Sasa ni kumaanisha kwamba these universities are going to be closed. Na zikifungwa, I can tell you, hazitafungwa mwezi moja. Na zikifungwa wakati mwingi utapotezwa, zikifungwa mara nyingi utapata kwamba hata wale watu ambao watakuwa wakiandamana, because I believe there will be casualties. And I believe because people are bitter, these riots are likely to have so many casualties. Kwamba sidhani watajitokeza tu na matawi kwa sababu ya hasira. No, these guys, the university students are young, the university students are many, the university students have a lot of energy. And sasa kwenda kuambia kwamba utaongeza karo, because listening to these students, even in the streets, because you hear them talking, it tells you that they are bitter. It tells you that they are not going to take it kindly. Again, this one can only increase ule wibo about unaibwa Ruto must go, or Ruto must go, or Ruto must go, Ruto must go. Huo ndio wibo ambao utaibwa sasa, na kile ambacho kitakuwa ni kwamba these people will join Azimio. Definitely they are going to join Azimio, whether they are Kikuyus, whether they are Kalejins, whether they are Pokots, whether they are Luyas, whether they are Luos, they are going to join Azimio. And once they join Azimio, and you know, Azimio has already given William Samoei Ruto 14 days ultimatum to lower the cost of living, to lower the price of commodities, to return the subsidies, including in education, the education subsidies. Kwa kile ambacho kitafanyika ni kwamba hawa watu watajiunga na Azimio. So you can see fire burning in the country. You can see what is likely to happen in this country when the youth join Azimio en masse. Because already, you know, Azimio has the majority of the followers in this country. Azimio control the largest number of following in this country. And now when you have the university students, and they are going to influence many others, I believe the number of university students in Kenya is very high. It's maybe close to 1 million or more. Na kile ambacho kitajitokeza ni kwamba utaona watu wengi wakiwafuata, utaona watu wengi wakijiunga na vita. Kwa hivyo vile vita vya kusema ya kwamba Ruto must resign, Ruto must go, because that is what they are saying. It means that the country will be ungovernable. They are going to make this country ungovernable. And this is happening when William Samoei Ruto can be able to contain this situation. William Samoei Ruto, if this country fails, I've always opined that the buck will stop with the president, because he has a chance to make everything work. He has a chance to make university education free, and he's not doing it. So instead of bringing, because if you are to make the university education free, that is what we would call bottom-up economic model. We agree that he's doing it. We would agree that he's caring about mama boga. Lakini sasa kule kusema kwamba watakuwa wakilipa pesa nyingi, it means it doesn't care about the common mwananchi. Na kile ambacho tunaweza kusema ni kwamba hii nchi inaweza kujipata katika hali gumu sana. Inaweza kujipata katika a situation whereby it will be very hard to contain the people. Again, education will not be affordable. Tell me, how many Kenyans can afford to pay over 50,000 Kenya shillings in terms of school fees? And then don't forget, when you add this, because you have to rent out a house for your son or your daughter, it means you have to feed your son or your daughter. And when you add this, it will amount to almost 200,000, or if not more. Tell me, how many people can afford this? So this means that university education will not be affordable. Watu wengi hata mudu kugharamia elimu ya juu. Ni kumaanisha kwamba watu watakuwa wakipita mitihani, watu watakuwa wakipita mitihani ya kidato cha 4, lakini watakuwa wakibaki kule nyumbani kwa sababu hawatakuwa na fedha, hawatakuwa na darahimu, hawatakuwa na gweje, hawatakuwa na namna ya kuwapeleka watoto wao katika vyuo vikuu. Again, what this means is that I think very few people will be joining university, and even if they join the university, very few will be completing the university. Na kile ambacho kinamaanisha ni kwamba the economy is going to suffer, kwa sababu Kenya is priding itself as a country with a lot of experienced, educated human labor. Na call it human power, call it labor force, that is. Lakini sasa kile ambacho kinajitokeza, hali hii haitakuwa sasa, because utapata kwamba watu wana pesa, and this one is happening when life is becoming unbearable to the parents and to everybody, because I believe that yale mambo ambayo tunaona katika nchi hii ni mambo ambayo hajai kuonekana katika nchi hii tangu, in fact even before independence, life was somehow affordable. Kwa sababu sasa ukiangalia miaka karibu 61 baada ya kupata uhuru, ndio sasa tunaona mambo yamekuwa magumu sana. And I don't think there is any other regime that has ever cornered Kenyans, that has ever put Kenyans in such a helpless situation like the way William Samoei Ruto's government has done to the voters. Sijawahi kuona serikali nyingine ambayo imemtesa mwananchi wa kawaida. I have never seen such a government that has punished the voters more than, I don't know like what. In fact, it's like Kenyans are turning to be slaves, and they are coming out to be slaves of the same government, the government that's supposed to serve them. Sasa wao ndio bao wanaitumikia, ndio bao wanaigharimia kila kitu. Again, what this means is that education is a right to everybody. It's an unalienable right. Just like right to life, right to education is something that you cannot be denied by anybody. So when we have the government increasing the fees, that it means that it is infringing on human rights, the rights to education, inalienable right. Kwa serikali inaigilia sasa zile haki za kimsingi, and I think the government should be taken to court for infringing on human rights. Again, this one, as I said in the beginning, is that it is telling us William Samoei Ruto is getting very poor advice. Very, very poor advice. And if there is something that is lacking in this government, it is knowledge, it is skill, it is a brilliant mind. Kwa sababu ukiangalia utaona kwamba mambo mengi ambayo wanafanya sio mambo ambayo tunaweza kusema ni mambo ambayo yanashagwa, ni mambo ambayo yanamfaidi mwananchi wa kawaida, ni mambo ambayo yamezua vurugu hapa na pale. And I think the days are running out, and unless William Samoei Ruto do something, the 14 days now, I think we have just about 11 days to go. I don't know what you think. If you ask me, William Samoei Ruto is failing the country day by day. Remember to like this video, and remember to subscribe if you have not, and may you have a blessed Sunday. Till next time, bye bye.